Welcome into an edition of Webchat with the Mayor. It is December 11th. We are joined by Pat Sobeski. The only council meeting in December is coming up this Thursday night. Lots on the agenda, lots of business, Pat. But starting off with the good news today, the announcement that Stampings is expanding on Pattullo and Woodstock, and just the latest in a number of big announcements here in the city. What is behind the boom in Woodstock right now? Well, again, the North American Stampings, they've been working on this particular project for 6 or 7 months. And it was a case of where the local management, Fred Goering, had to say, well, what support can the city of Woodstock give me? And then he had to go in and compete with his peers and convince the board that Woodstock was the right place to go. So I guess our role is to say, okay, here's what we can provide, but then the company has to then be able to sell it. And it's probably here because of the quality of work that they do at that facility, the management at that facility, maybe the track record that they have with the municipality over the years. All those factors weigh into it. But the city didn't create any jobs. We created the environment that makes it competitive for companies to come here. It's North American Stampings that's hiring the new, and these are really quality jobs, the tool and die and design type jobs. Well, it sounds similar to the Cisco situation where you did have a competition, and Woodstock, I guess, were willing to just go the extra mile, or is it a little bit of luck, or what's behind all this? Well, I think in the case of Cisco, it was a case that council recognized there was a real opportunity to diversify, and when Len Mager and Brad Hammond and David Curry came to council saying, we've got an opportunity, we seem to be on the short list, we'd like to be aggressive in going after this. And council wisely could see the longer term vision and said, we want you to even be a little more aggressive. And so it was a great work by staff putting together a package that they accepted. But I think what's happened, I've talked to people at the province who have indicated that as you're driving along the 401, Kitchener-Waterloo, they've kind of got themselves tied in with the GTA as far as their thinking, mentality, prices, and everything else. And so companies are starting to pass. They're having difficulty working with information, getting information from Kitchener staff and regional staff. So they said, okay, well, we'll try London. Well, on the drive to London, they go by this intersection of the 403 and 401 and what's Woodstock, and so they decide to drop in and visit. So the people in the ministry are saying, do not be surprised. There'll be a lot more people coming to Woodstock, seriously kicking their tires, because you're sort of that next step out. And that's indeed what's happening. They're coming in and they're kicking tires, and staff is doing a great job convincing them. We have shovel-ready land. So we have all those factors, but it's now appears that our location is working to our advantage. All about geographics, I guess. Also, Starbank coming forward to council this week requesting some more space on their property. They developed, of course, the No Frills, Sport Check, TD, all that kind of parcel of commercial property they're looking to add. Where is there room there? They propose what was at the planning meeting last night. They're proposing another 20,000 square feet. And so approximately 7,000 of it would be on the north side of the property, just a little bit further down from where the TD Bank is in that parking spot. And then the other 13,000 feet would be over where the Harvey Swiss Chalet, not attaching it, but down a little further. So that's where the 20,000 square feet it would be built. And there's no word yet on what they're planning to add there. Council likely to support this on Thursday night? The recommendation from the planning department is to support this addition of 20,000 square feet. There's no indication as to who the tenants are. The types of department store uses, non-department store uses, they remain the same. So there's not a request for a change to what would be permitted there. So we really have no idea. They're just, I guess, confident that they can fill up the 20,000 square feet. But at the planning meeting last night, we had some concerns from other developers saying that maybe there's too much space available on the market and we don't need this additional 20,000 square feet. But the planning department is recommending it to City Council. My wife always says we can use more shopping. You don't have to comment on that. One of the things on we're also bringing in the
community strategic plan. But one of the things that came out of the strategic plan when it was talked about shopping, it was we need more stores and we need greater variety. And that came out in the survey. So your wife must have did one of the surveys.
Yeah, possibly. Also wanted to talk capital budget. It's coming forward for approval. What is, there's lots on it, but what is new coming up here in the city in 2013 and beyond?
Again, the capital budget, one of the things that we've done is we've moved it forward. Normally, we wouldn't be approving this till March, April, but it'll be put to bed at this council meeting. So staff will then know exactly what they've got from the capital point of view coming forward. There isn't really any major projects here in 2013. There's projects down the road in 2 or 3 years down the road, but nothing really major. We'll be putting more money into the roads budget. So that's there, but there's a lot of smaller items that staff or the departments have put forward. Council has taken a look at it. There'll be some amendments to cancel some of the requests. So that will be debated, or that will be voted on at the council meeting on Thursday. And then there's some large-scale projects, the proposed police station in 2014 and the proposed new fire hall, because there's studies going on in the fire department, and I believe the police board is looking forward to do an efficiency study also, that those studies will determine the need for the expansion or the additional one. But as a result of that, each of those projects, the recommendation is to move them back 1 year in the planning process.
But you're going to start putting money aside?
Yes, I mean, and at the same time, we're also doing our new development charges bylaw. And so the development charges is to set aside money as a development comes into town for new services. So, for example, if we just decided with the library just to renovate the existing library, that wouldn't qualify for development charges. But if we're expanding the library because the growth of the city is beyond, so we need, because of growth development charges can pay for growth. And so the same thing would apply as you expand fire and police services. If it's new stuff, you can use development charges. And that means the development charges probably won't come on board until maybe 2017, 2018. But if you had to debenture the project, eventually that development charges would pay for your debenture.
Okay, so capital budget. There actually is lots more on the council agenda Thursday night. I don't have time for it here, but we will in the very near future. Thanks again for joining us, Pat, and we're not going to see you again on this segment until after the holidays. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
And a Happy New Year to your family, too.